Bismillah, 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 Bismillah. One thing all human beings have in common: the desire for well-beingness, feeling good, and happiness. So most religious and spiritual practices are supposed to lead us towards a zone of reliable, durable contentment and happiness. Now, how does fasting and Ramadan fit in this? The Quran declares that there are always twos of whatever thing that exists. Every one of us is two. One is a biological, physiological, genealogical, whatever entity, which has a color, it has this shape, size, and then later on a culture. And this is only alive because there is a soul or a spirit or a ruh within us. That spirit or that soul is not subject to good or bad or comings or goings. It is perpetually reflecting the perfection of the divine. So there is perfection within every heart. Every human being has within them a zone of perpetual perfection and goodness. So why is there so much suffering? Why is there so much anxiety? Why is there so much discord? The purpose of life is to discover the source and the perfection of life itself. This light is a divine light, and there are millions of other lights that emanates from that divine light, ends up being as visible light, and the rainbows and so on. So I, you, he, she, and everyone is composed of two entities. One is a sacred divine light, which has no beginning and no end. Another one is its shadow, which we call the self or the nafs. This self or the nafs has in it all kinds of shades of darkness, and much of it also can be harmful. So I am composed of a light of lights, and the outer part of me is the so-called personality or habits or character or conduct or all of the other things that we attribute to a particular person at a particular time and place. Spiritual practices, religious procedures and ways and rules are supposed to groom and reduce the impact of the shadow so that the inner light shines and becomes really me, or I become it. No more sorrow, no more fear, no more anxiety, just presence in every way wholesome and good. So how does Ramadan work in this sense? If I am more aware as to what I am doing, what I am thinking, what I am putting in my mouth or in my head, or where am I going, why, how, in other words, increased focus on my minute-to-minute life, movement, and so on. And also, since abstaining from food and drinks and all of the other energy providers, I become a bit more conservative. I don't want to waste it. Now, the most important quality, if I want to rise towards my ruh or my spirit, is to break the outer routine and habits. The nafs loves habits. Habits gives the illusion of perpetuity, ongoingness. And the ruh is ever perpetual, ever living, ever ongoing. So my outer mimics that. And therefore, breaking the outer habit will bring back more to the forefront my inner reality, which is my own ruh and soul, which is forever effulgent. So all of the usual things that attends the fasting, greater awareness, greater watchfulness, what am I thinking, what are my intention, what is in my heart, where is my emotions, am I becoming more angry, less, all of these watchfulness of these things help to erode my usual lower self or egotistic self habits. So it will enable more and more the inner light to lead me. At the moment, I am leading without permission being taken from my inner light. So therefore I make mistakes, therefore I suffer, therefore I regret, therefore I feel guilty, therefore I feel bad, therefore I have bad conscience, and. By being more present, by being more in the now, knowing that the next moment will carry the traces of what I have done, and I may suffer from that. And since I'm already programmed deeply, subgenetically, not to suffer, so I don't want to do anything that I will regret later. Therefore, presence. Presence, 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 and the Ruh is ever present. So, fasting is a spiritual activity leading me to be more and more my own spirit, which is my real me. Therefore, it is beneficial to everyone, no matter how efficient or how deep or how good or how spiritually at a high level is their fasting. Is good in every aspect of it. Abstention, reduction of outer physical material intake can increase my inner reality and state. The less there is of outer engagement, the more can be the possibility of inner senses, inner awareness, and insights. Until you know, not just you believe, you know you are a soul. And your soul is a divine entity. It's in your custody for a while. Have you awakened to your master? If you have, then Ramadan is light upon light upon light, not the play of lights and shadow, the inner light with the outer abstention. Good luck.